Hello class, happy week 6. Um, so, this I promise you is the last of the hard stuff for the course. And for the remaining readings we have for chapters 8, which is only 8.5 up to the end, and all of chapter 9 on the normal distribution. And then it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out, I swear. Because it's very user-friendly within Excel. Speaking of Excel, if you haven't been using PHStat2, this particular week it becomes ultra handy, particularly for the confidence interval for proportion. It's right from the drop-down menu, something you're not going to find within the Excel Data Analysis Toolpak, but you will find within PHStat2. So obviously we have homework this week, and I put up a discussion this week. It's more thought-provoking than activity-based, just to switch things up and get you guys thinking about the underlying concepts of statistics and the normal distribution, why we do the things we do, that sort of thing. So interestingly, this past week I did not put out a copy of the homework question and answers, but and I did have 2 people ask, but I was kind of running an experiment, a continuous improvement experiment actually, and I intentionally did not send them out. So if that upset you, I'm sorry, but the irony here is that for this past week's week's 5 homework, you guys did the best you've ever done. I'm talking like a class median of 97 without those practice questions and answers. So that data tells me you guys are really smart, because and maybe I could be wrong, but the previous weeks, and so your class is the only class that has done so well, and I'm talking like in the 90s and above on the homeworks. Normally I'm used to seeing averages and medians in the 70s and 80s. Week 2 and week 1, 2 usually are pretty high, but then it kind of scales off. But you guys are like remain consistent in the 90s, which kudos to you guys. So that's awesome. So if you want the questions or answers for this week, I obviously I have them, but it almost sounds like you don't need them. But if you want them, just ask and I will provide. Speaking of grades, just so you know, everything that's in my stat lab, I have to manually copy over into the grade book in Leo, and I just haven't done that, just because it's a pain in the butt and it's easier for me to do it all at once. So your overall average is close in my stat lab, but it's not accurate because the weighting isn't one-to-one matched than what we have in the syllabus. So just be aware of that. So if you're using that as a gauge of how you're doing, yeah, it's close, but it's not that close because it can't incorporate things like the paper that you guys should be thinking about. But that's it. Any questions? I hope you're all doing well, and let's have a great week.